The United States issues a grim warning to North Korea and President Kim Jong-un, and basically says that they will end them if they don't stop their nuclear activities that could lead to World War III. I'll give you the details on that here in this video, as well as the United States and Britain say that their navies have shot down over 50 or at least 15 drone attacks in the Red Sea. Yeah, this is just continuing to get worse and worse there in the Middle East. In fact, it's so bad that MSC, the world's largest shipping carrier, joins multiple other shipping giants that basically says that they will not ship in the Red Sea anymore because of terrorist attacks from the Houthis and potential other Iranian-backed terrorist groups, and they will not do shipping there anymore. And as you can see here, we have had multiple shipping attacks just here within the last 24 to 48 hours, and this has become a massive, massive problem. And this is why, just one of the reasons on why Israel is saying that they cannot stop and they can't have a ceasefire, because there continues to be attacks. Although Israel is coming under harsh scrutiny here within the last 24 hours, as you can see here, harsh scrutiny and pressure mounts on Israel to renew ceasefire talks after the killing of several hostages that had a white flag, who Israel says were misidentified as Hamas terrorists and apparently were not. So, yeah, this was an unfortunate tragedy, and the tragedies of war are great and unfortunately all too frequent on both sides. Also, I'll get to this here in a moment, a Russian calendar being sold in Russia depicting armed Russian soldiers at the steps of the US Capitol. I'll get to that here in a moment, which is shocking a lot of people. A sign of things to come, potentially, or what Russia's propaganding over there in Russia. Yeah, this comes here as the U.S. issues a dire warning to North Korea on their nuclear threats here. Take a look at what just happened. The U.S. issued an intense warning to North Korea over nuclear threats here on Friday. In a Friday statement on the Second U.S. Republic of Korea Nuclear Consultative Group coming together in Washington, D.C., the White House warned that, quote, this is coming from the White House, guys, the White House warned that any nuclear attack by North Korea against the United States or its allies is unacceptable and will result in, quote, the end of the Kim regime. And North Korea has not taken lightly to U.S. threats here recently. Yeah, well, let me finish this here. The U.S. reaffirmed its unwavering commitment to provide extended deterrence to the ROK, North Korea, backed by the full range of U.S. capabilities, including nuclear, the statement said. The statement comes a few weeks after North Korea said it successfully launched a spy satellite that photographed the White House as well as Naval Station Norfolk and Newport News Shipyard in Virginia. When the North Korean satellite was launched, the White House said it strongly condemned it, adding that the launch violated the United Nations Security Council resolutions prohibiting North Korea from using ballistic missile technology. North Korea has also warned that any interference with its spy satellite would be a, quote, declaration of war. North Korea has also warned the United States here recently, and basically, I think it was North Korea, the sister of the president, Kim Jong-un, said that they would have no negotiation talks with the United States again, ever again. This also has led China or North Korea to go to China to lead to stronger ties with China. You can see here China and North Korea pledge stronger cooperation in rare talks as Beijing shores up ties with neighbors. Yeah, senior North Korean diplomat visits Beijing, one of the only high-ranking Pyongyang officials to do so since the COVID-19 pandemic. The meeting shows China can continue to put pressure on the U.S. and its Asian allies as it boosts strategic coordination with the hermit state, analyst says. This continues to bring China, North Korea, Russia, and Iran closer and closer and closer together, which seems like the making of the new Axis versus allies, NATO versus these big four countries. Remember, NATO is like 31 countries with, Finland and Sweden coming in. We're still waiting on the last one of those countries to join here. But China, North Korea, Iran, and Russia for their really kind of forming their own alliances here if something really hits the fan, which kind of leads us to something that Russia has long, long dreamed of. A Russian calendar being sold now depicts armed Russian soldiers at the steps of the U.S. Capitol. A dream that Russia has long, long had. And there's these pro-Russian YouTube channels out there right now that have these pro-Russian YouTube guests that come on all the time, and they talk about how Putin's this great guy, and Russia's winning the war, whether or not they are or aren't is kind of irrelevant here, and you could kind of see this picture here, and you can you just got to kind of remember here what of this calendar here that Russia is selling. You just got to kind of remember here that Russia, China, Iran, and North Korea, you got to remember here what they really stand for. Russia is now revoking passports of who knows how many Russian citizens, not letting them leave the country. You got to kind of remember what China has going on with new lockdowns going on. They had their country under lockdown for years, months, who knows how long under COVID. Never even really reported how many deaths, or never even reported the virus even really originating from their country. And you just got to kind of remember what these countries really stand for. Now them depicting Russian soldiers at the steps of the U.S. Capitol here. And also remember here that Vladimir Putin running for president here yet again after he has changed their constitution twice. I will bring up a headline for you guys to see here. Putin signs constitutional changes that allows him to rule until 2036. He's, I believe, 71 years old now. So he would be, I, I don't know, do some quick math there, 85 to 83 years old or something like that. And he's already served for, if I look here again, already serving more than 2 decades in power in Russia. Remember, he also had that one split there where he put that other president, Dmitry Medvedev, as the president. Really, a puppet presidency there, and then he went back to being president. So you got to remember here what type of dictatorship they have going on there. Remember, the Chinese president Xi just did the same thing, changed the constitution so he could become president again where he wasn't supposed to be president. They're just changing the constitution so they can remain in power forever, forever. And China has something like 2,000, thousands of people in their parliament branch, and every single one of them voted to keep him in president. And it's kind of like, oh, vote against him, and you may never be seen again. you know and it's the same thing with Putin. He has something like 80 some percent approval rating, because it's like, yeah, well, if you say you're not going to vote for Putin, well, again, you might never be seen again. It's like that guy who ran against Putin last time around. He was poisoned, right? And then imprisoned. Well, you know kind of know how it goes, right? These are the kind of things that NATO and the United States and Israel are kind of fighting against. And these are the terror, when you have these terrorist attacks, these are the things that the rest of the world are fighting against. So let me know your thoughts here in the comments. I'll keep you up to date here with everything happening here on a daily basis. Thank you so much for liking these videos. It'll help push them out to more viewers here on YouTube. And if you haven't yet, subscribe down below. I'll be doing some Christmas giveaways here starting very soon, so stay tuned for that. New videos come out here every day at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Click here to see the FBI public safety warning you must hear, or click here to see my newest video next. Thanks, and I'll see you in the next video.